Hey, this is Carl, and welcome to another episode of Statues I Wish I Can Afford. So stay tuned. So as a thank you to the channel supporters and new supporters, I will be giving away these two statues. To know more, click the card above here or check out the description below. So for the guys who are new here, this is where I will be sharing pieces that I am currently interested in. Also pieces that I have passed on the pre-order this month. And pieces that I did pre-order or paid for the follow-up payments. I will also be sharing some thoughts on the statues, on why I like them or pass on them. And you will also be able to see which pieces that I will be receiving soon. So without further ado, let's start. First on the list of interesting statues this month is the prototype reveal of this Samurai Wolverine versus Silver Samurai diorama. The prototype came out real good. Plus, I really like Wolverine mask here, the Japanese mask or the samurai mask. Need to really think more about this one, and I might be able to still get it if I want to. Next is another prototype reveal. This time is this Sensational Spiderman. This is actually painted by Nun. The prototype definitely is better than the renders here, and this will be produced by my current favorite factory, so I'm expecting them to really copy the prototype paint by Nun. Next is another prototype, lots of prototype on this list. Anyway, we have this Batman The Dark Knight Returns or Batman on Horse, whichever you prefer. Probably one, if not the best custom DC statue revealed this year. Next is this Cosmic Spider-Man. I think there's a lot of collectors who is waiting for this version of Spider-Man to come out. And finally, we have our first real Cosmic Spider-Man, not a repaint or mods, but an actual Cosmic Spider-Man. I know this is quite rare, that's why I'm very interested in this one. Next is this museum type Juggernaut just got printed. This is actually the best Juggernaut I've seen thus far. Custom or licensed of course. I was never a fan of those running dynamic poses of Juggernaut. This one is definitely very exceptional for me. I'll revisit this one for sure once the prototype is revealed. Next is we have a full reveal for this Kratos and Atreus diorama. What can I say? They captured the game 100%, although I haven't played the game. Probably gonna be the best God of War statue around, lots of switch out option. What more can you ask for? Next is we have this Lady Thor or Mighty Thor. Great timing with the reveal and pre-order as it was the week of the God of Thunder movie premiere. So the hype is really high on this one. Hopefully they do a fan service with the broken Mjolnir, same as in the movie. Next is another prototype reveal for this Moonknight. I was very interested in this one when I saw the renders, so was definitely intrigued to see the prototype, and boy, it did not disappoint. I think the only con for this statue is that it's gonna be really massive. Next is not really a prototype reveal, but we are looking at the prototype of this museum type Joker. One of the best customs Joker I've seen actually. And currently the studio is gathering interest to produce this Joker in a 1/3 scale. DC 1/3 are finally coming into the custom statue world. Next is another prototype reveal, and we have this red goblin. The renders actually for this red goblin is also pretty damn good. And yep, you guessed it, the prototype is even better. And it's even painted by the factory's master painters. So you can expect the production units to be real close to the prototype. Next is we have this Shogun Psylocke, or other collectors call it Demon Day Psylocke. Maybe that's a comic run, I'm not really sure, but I guess this Psylocke is inspired from that. Again, looks pretty good, especially the samurai mask. Next is we have another 1/3 statue, and we have this Jim Lee Superman. It's not only 1/3 but will also be available as quarter scale, of course. Really impressed with this one, definitely a good alternative to the Prime 1 Superman Hush. So if you missed that statue, this is, I think, a must-have. Next is we have another Jim Lee Soup, but this time it's just a 1/4 scale or quarter scale, but it will come with a recovery suit version and 2 cape options to choose from. Really love the portraits on this Superman, and you get to choose the capes you want. Last on the interest list is we have this Thor. I actually already have a different Thor pre-ordered, but that Thor is for my Asgardian line, and I need a different Thor for my Avengers line. Plus the base on this one is perfect. I'm just not feeling the portraits at all. Still looking for a good Thor STL to buy so I can do some customization on the portrait, so I can put the portrait on this statue. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Next will be statues that I pass on or no longer interested in. First is this Miles Morales Spider-Man. I actually really like the movie version or the Spider-Verse version. The Jordans are very catchy, but I guess I'm not really feeling the paint. Although I love the sculpt, we'll see if I can get this as a kit, and that might change my mind. Next and the last on this list is this Dr. Octopus. This is actually coming from my favorite Spider-Man group, but I'm not really feeling this one, plus it's only available as kits, and I'm not really interested in having a Doc Ock painted by a pro, so it's definitely a pass. Next will be statues that I pre-ordered or paid for follow-up payments. First on this list is this Dormammu. I have always been a fan of this Dormammu ever since I saw the renders. However, I think the paint was a bit disappointing since this is a MVC or Marvel vs. Capcom Dormammu and would have popped more with solid colors. Anyway, more on that on the review. Next, I pre-ordered this Ironman Mark 42 by Queen Studios. I think this is an obvious pre-order for me since I am buying all the quarter scale Ironmans from Queen Studios. Next, I paid the final payment for this King Thanos on Throne. Really looking forward for this one. Nobody was really interested on this, but I received a lot of PMs when it was already ready to ship, and Chinese collectors were already receiving their copy. Next is I pre-ordered this Null Statue. It was sculpted by Earl Casilag, a Filipino, so I will definitely love to support his work. Really excited for the prototype on this one. Next is I pre-ordered this lady Loki. This is not Sylvie, the lady Loki in the TV show Loki. This is just a lady Loki. I really don't know how to explain that since I didn't read the comics. Someone just told me it's a lady Loki. Anyway, I pre-ordered this because it kinda matches my Asgardian line and still can't wait for a good looking male Loki. Next, I pre-ordered this Miles Morales Spider-Man. This Spider-Man comes in 3 versions actually, 2 regular ones which is the one I pre-ordered, and the other is a nullified version, and an exclusive version which contains all switch outs. I really love the just the regular version. It's my top 3 Spider-Man in production too actually, so I'm really looking forward on that. Next, I pre-ordered this Retro Spider-Man. This Spidey comes in 3 versions with a little bit of twist on the base, but the Retro one won my heart, hence I pre-ordered it. It's also my entry into the studio that I really wanted to join as well. Since that King Thanos is already shipping, I went ahead and bought one of my personal grails, which is the Sideshow Thanos on Throne. So I got the exclusive version one and got a pretty damn good deal. So I really can't say no to it. Just a perfect timing, I guess. Also, in case you are wondering, my other 2 personal grails is the XM Hulkbuster and of course the original Wolf Killer Wolverine. Next is I paid for the final payment since it's a pre-order transfer for this Superman. I really love this Superman, but I didn't know who produced it back then when it was revealed. Nobody was willing to tell me, but I'm glad I was able to hop on it before it actually shipped. I didn't get it for retail, but that's okay. Sometimes you just have to pay more. Part of any hobby, I'm sure. Last on the list is this Berserk Wolverine. I paid for its 3rd and 4th or final payment, so it will be shipping already. I know I added this Wolverine on my top 10 Wolverines in production video, but not really sure where this guy stand. But I'm pretty sure it's top 5, could be top 3 even. And I'll know if it's really top 1 once I unbox it. So stay tuned for that. So that's the end of the episode. What do you guys think of the pieces mentioned in the video? Let me know if you think I've missed some pretty good pieces this month. Thanks for watching and see you again next month. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this.